This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 837. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Don.
Hello.
Chris.
I do not endorse Don's food choices, nor do I support anyone trying to replicate what he's done. He's a trained professional in a closed course.
Yep, Rob.
Adult supervision required.
Hello.
That makes no sense to anybody who didn't watch pre-show. Listen to
Yeah,
pre-show. Matt.
Greetings.
Diecast.
I'm here and I'm broke.
What's new?
You should add that to your "There Goes My Money" intro. You're listening to "There Goes My Money." I'm Diecast. I'm here and I'm broke.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's your lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, to explain Chris's little comment there, Don and I got to hang out over his birthday weekend, whatever, last week, and he was looking for a moon pie slider.
Yeah, it was basically a small slider burger with caramelized bacon and on a fried moon pie, which is a very well-known, mostly southern, fairly
Extremely
southern.
southern.
Extremely southern, yeah.
Yes. Unfortunately, they stopped serving them. The sign was still up for them.
The sign was still up for that. I can vouch.
And the show was only 2021, so it wasn't that long ago.
So you heard about it on a TV show.
Oh yeah, Diners,
so
Drive-Ins, and Dives.
like, okay, so that was mentioned on a TV show where this restaurant was featured. They should absolutely continue that item, especially if they have the sign, the like bespoke, custom, very nice sign that they had constructed for it. So, yeah, you should complain. You should write them a polite letter.
Maybe they were just out of moon pies this week.
I don't know. I mean, you can always just go to a food line and get moon pies, so it's not like it's,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that restaurant was on that show, though. The food was okay, but the best part was the company and the video games.
I'm surprised they're still making that show.
The Godzilla pinball table from Stern. That was amazing. And Don got multi-ball.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah, I don't do well with pinball because I cannot track.
you did fine.
But I literally cannot see what I have to do on the table.
You don't have to see
stuff.
the table. He can beat my best. His disciples take an aim, and he just does the rest. Okay. So, yeah. Hey, what about that Deathsaurus update video? Did anybody watch that?
Yes.
I skimmed through it while I was doing the show notes.
I looked at the photos.
Yeah, we do have screenshots from TFW for a little bit quicker consumption.
I got lots to say on that video.
Okay.
Most of the video is just an articulation breakdown and transformation demonstration. Like, that's a lot of the bulk of it. There's a few details in there, but I will defer to Diecast for more in-depth thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I like that he acknowledged, like, hey, I'm not a reviewer. He was like, I don't know how the reviewers do this, because he actually missed some articulation on the figure.
Don't most reviewers miss articulation?
Yeah, he missed
I've
the
done
elbow articulation, which I was actually kind of interested to see. It kind of looked like it had double hinges, but I don't know how far the elbow was going to bend. There was also like a washing machine in the background. It almost sounded like that was running, where it got louder and softer at times. And I was kind of like, that's a little strange to have in the background.
Okay, so that's like auto gain on the microphone he was using.
Yeah.
Just as he was making more or less noise, it was trying to compensate by boosting and dropping.
So I want to say, I've never been a fan of reviews, especially the ones where the person's just sitting there and you can see their hands in the toy, because I think it's kind of lazy. But considering that's like 90% of what my kids watch on YouTube, I totally understand why YouTube, didn't want to monetize like toy reviews anymore, because they look exactly the same as like somebody playing with Pinkie Pie and making. So I'm actually going to start doing videos, I think, where I take my Japanese Transformers, my G1 stuff, and I have them fight each other. Hey, Deathsaurus, look at you! Because I think that would actually get traction, because kids watch that crap, and it's easy content. I'll shut up.
But he also used a metal little flathead screwdriver on the toy, which I like cringe every time.
But what about the toy? I don't
Everyone should have
I
a
don't-
plastic
care. I
spudger.
don't care about any of that. What about the
the
toy?
Yeah,
He's dealing with an early sample too.
Yes.
This is not
Yeah,
final
yeah,
product.
but still use it. But yeah, you don't want to damage the early sample.
Oh,
But
it just sounds
the
like
toy
Diecast
looks
is
great.
It's not like Diecast is critiquing the guy's like form and like I don't care.
Yeah.
the toy
It's
looks
not a
great.
review.
It needs a lot of tweaking, but it's in early, prototype. So, or an early sample, whatever.
It's
you wanna call it.
engineering pilot 1, which is the first.
Yeah,
It's the first actual
pass, yeah.
colors test shot off the line.
right. So, I mean, I'm excited about it. I'm more excited about Deathsaurus than I was about Star Saber.
I think everybody is.
Yeah. So, and then he also talked about like, oh, we're gonna have another HasLab coming up, meaning Transformers. And they were like, oh, what do you want it to be? And then he kind of said like, well, we got a 40th anniversary coming up, so it sounded like it's going to be G1 themed.
It's going to be Devastator.
Yeah, I don't know. They could do a G1 Metroplex in Titan size, that I think would be more than the Titan price point at the, especially with all the add-ons and stuff they would do with it. But I think that would hit the appropriate HasLab price point that they've would be above Star Saber.
So is there anything that they haven't done like this Deathsaurus that they could do that would make sense for a 40th
Yes,
anniversary?
but they specifically said they're not doing Japanese stuff. Oh, for the 40th anniversary, like, who knows?
Yeah, what would you do for the 40th?
I don't know.
That's
what
the
I'm asking.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devastator.
Yeah, I think Matt's on the right thing. A new Devastator is probably needed very much. With nothing wrong with Combiner Wars
Especially
Devastator,
especially if they want to do a first pass at a 6-character combiner, so when they go back to Japanese stuff, they can do Leo Kaiser.
right. One thing I would like to see, and I don't think we're going to see it, is I would like a Titan class MPO1, kind of like the MPO1 started it all. But all the diecast did cause some issues with it. But I'm just saying that transformation scheme in a larger.
I hate transforming that toy.
Well, I mean,
Don, they did
pinches my
say
fingers.
that they will not do an Optimus Prime as a HasLab.
Yeah.
Okay. That if I knew that, I did not remember that. I apologize.
They've said that, yeah.
I just keep
And,
thinking about the Lewin Resources,
That one, gigantic
Optimus
one.
Prime,
2
yeah,
feet tall.
like that's
Yeah.
basically what you're asking
Didn't you
for.
pinch yourself really bad with that or cut yourself with it?
I pinched myself on MPO1 a couple of times. I
Oh.
left the mark for a couple of days. So
Well, it's just I just think that would be visually a really cool thing for the 40th anniversary.
So let's
But
talk about the
I-
toy that we're talking about. So, like, what are our thoughts about, like, generally speaking, what we saw? I'm hoping you guys looked through the screenshots.
I have not yet. I
Oh.
was going to do that after the show.
So it's the same height as Star Saber, but it's chunkier because it's one solid toy. Like it looks really good proportion, good size in the video. The colors, he said they were still like in the process of tweaking. They didn't come out exactly like they were wanting on this first pass. But like even without the paintwork on there and just the basic block colors, like it looks really nice in the colors it came out in. It's probably not going to be like drastically different from that. It's probably just, matters of percents in a shade. But like, the color breakdowns on this are really good. They've got a lot of plastic color separation, so it doesn't have to rely on a bunch of paint for the right color layout. The one thing I didn't really care for in how they engineered the toy was getting the chest animals out, which instead of like a mechanism to do that, there's just a hole in the back that's covered up by the monster head. So you flip that up and you stick your finger through the hole and just push them out. That's how you get the chest animals out of the toy. And like, I guess that's effective, but it feels like it could have had a more like, elegant engineered solution.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to worry about a spring wearing out.
Yeah, so that's
true.
That's,
That is true.
That's the thing, or like even wedging stuff getting wedged in. Like, I actually I kind of like that. Now that I think about it,
Not sure how I feel about it. I
It just-
reserve judgment until I have it in hand.
Yeah, I mean, just to look at it, it feels a little low end for what this is. It's kind of my take on that.
that's fair.
What
Now,
is
I
the
will
hinged gray
issue
piece
the
that-
disclaimer on that. That I say that without that I'm not buying it. I didn't pre-order it, so like I'm just saying that as an outside observer.
Well, we're all outside observers until we have it.
What is that hinged gray piece that mounts on the back of the chair?
That's the shield for the robot and the tail in alternate mode.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah,
Space
I
chicken.
found the picture now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did go in on this since I basically already committed with getting Victory Saber, and so far, I do not regret doing so. So that's that's where I'm at with this. It looks pretty good.
It looks nice, but the most novel thing about it still is that it's Deathsaurus.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a groundbreaking toy, but if they manage to make a large, satisfying toy with no QC issues, unlike Victory Saber, I will be pretty happy, I think.
Yeah.
And like if they had tried to do this at a retail price, you wouldn't have gotten like all the stuff that makes it Deathsaurus.
Right.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this is the thing I was excited to talk about. G.I. Joe Cross Transformers Thunder Machine Soundwave.
That was going to be our lead bullet point until the Deathsaurus video popped up this afternoon.
So I don't know that it's going to be a good toy because none of the two that we've had so far aren't great.
It's the nicest looking
It's
one.
the nicest looking one. Did we know that Soundwave was going to be Thunder Machine? Thunder Machine was the,
We
No,
had
that was-
heard
that was-
rumor. I
yeah,
think.
it had been rumored reliably.
not. I don't think he's who I would have picked, but it works.
Yeah, I skipped the first two, but this one's the Dreadnoks. I might have to go in on this one.
Yeah, it looks very in vehicle mode. It looks very. I don't say Fisher Price.
It does.
It looks. It's a toy, and I love that toys look like toys. But it looks less. Rustic's not the right word. It looks.
It looks less GI Joe esque, I guess you could say.
look-
Like
It
that.
looks
Less
like
Mad Max.
It looks like later G.I. Joe, like say 1992 instead of like 1988 or whenever this
Which
came
is
out.
awesome in its own way.
That's
Yeah.
true. I love Battlecore and things like that, but this looks more like that and less like peak G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
this is good too because like Soundwave's actual correct colors look like they integrate into what this is more than Bumblebee or Megatron did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Comes with Zartan and Zorana.
And a recolor of Masterpiece Ravage.
With I guess the collar from the San Diego Comic-Con.
I think it's either that
The
piece
leash.
or it is directly based on that piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have it handy to compare, but yeah, it's based on it.
Yeah.
If it's not the same one, exactly.
Yeah.
See, I can't do this. Not for $100. Not for. I mean, the first two are okay, but I don't think like it's something I really need.
Mhm.
I want this line. It's three. There's three toys now. I'm gonna call it a line.
Mhm.
I want this. I want the toys to get good, and I want this to become a more regular thing because we talked about this for years. It's like this is like the thing that should happen, and it is happening. The toys haven't been good.
It would
Yeah.
have been better if this happened, 15, 20 years ago when they would have been literally half the price.
True.
And probably had more parts to allocate too.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine these on the 2009 toy design principles of Transformers. Like,
Yeah.
it would have been very cheap and very overcomplicated, which wouldn't have been great, but they would have been like some amazing toys for the money.
Yeah.
JT Prime's in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, and just said expect at least 2 more releases.
He's
cool.
awesome. Thank you.
He also said earlier when we were getting started that Studio Series 86 Ratchet, which is not supposed to be hitting until November, is in port and being sent to warehouses already.
Cool. So how long until that guy on eBay has it, do you think? That one that we typically go to, the guy in New York?
Well, technically Canada, but has shipping from New York.
Okay.
And they had the Wardon 2-pack in stock this past week too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don's eyes just got wide.
I'm really worried about missing that set. I've had good luck getting the exclusives. I'm just worried about missing that set for some reason.
Okay, Manny Care's like Skylink / Defiant confirmed. Yes, please.
But no, in terms of a GI Joe vehicle that turns into like a 10-inch tall Soundwave, I don't think this looks too bad.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like if I had any preferences, I think I'd like his feet not to be red, but I think that's a fairly small sacrifice for, like you said, the kind of integration we're finally getting.
With his feet
to the other two.
With his feet just being the seats for the characters, I'm wondering how stable that thing's going to be.
Oh, I didn't notice that until you said it. Yeah.
And Optimus P123 in our Discord patron, by the way, thank you. Said broadside / flag finale for the line.
Yeah.
I'd buy that.
And
you'd buy that for $1,000.
And live in it, yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm going to get this Soundwave because I think it looks really great. But I am dynamicing it because I'm going to be selling the Zartan and the Zorana. So, because I did that with Megatron, I got 30 for that Baroness. So Megatron was like 49 after I sold that Baroness.
Yeah, I'm not selling the figures.
Yeah, so it's like I'll keep the Ravage, but unless he's packed with the other figures. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get it and give it a try. The Bumblebee, I'm waiting for like stupid cheap discount before I pick him up.
I was trying to remember which character it was. I'm like, was that Hot Shot? No.
No, it should have been Beachcomber.
Yeah, I don't care.
Actually, a nice Cybertron Defense hotshot could have worked with that too, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, just out of curiosity, that Dion and Ariel set, how much is that going to run? Do we know?
Well, the seller we were talking about on their actual store, not on their eBay, had it for 50, so it's going to be somewhere in that neighborhood.
I mean, what's the actual like Hasbro price? Do we know?
I don't think we
know yet.
But it's 2 deluxes with remolding, so it's going to be around $50. It'll probably be a tiny bit less than that, but like on their actual storefront, the prices are only marked up a couple dollars, so it's going to be right about that. Cool. It's higher on eBay because of the various fees, as you well know, Don.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Speaking of JT Prime, product leaks, Amazon capsules, Javelin and Cascade 2-pack, and Walmart Retro Skywarp.
Yeah, I don't know what that Retro Skywarp could possibly be.
I have no idea.
As I steal Brian's joke from the pre-show.
Yeah. I can't wait to get that in hand.
Okay, so Javelin and Cascade. Nobody knows what these characters are because like 5 people read the rebooted IDW comics. So they are comics original characters from the 2019 IDW continuity. I've been doing some research into this, and some other people have had some opinions on this based on what's available. So Javelin has a little bit more, on-panel presence between the 2 characters, and there's a strong chance, based on the vehicle mode shown in the comics, that could be a retool of Velocitron Blur. The vehicle modes are fairly similar between them. Cascade has very little full body art in the comics and very, very few appearances. But from what I was able to dig up, my best guess on this is it's going to be another retool of the Legacy Prime RC mold, which, for those keeping track, will bring us up to 6 uses of that. Animated Prowl is another possibility, but the RC mold is a closer match. Either way, it's going to be some kind of motorcycle, I'm fairly confident.
Hopefully they'll go with the animated Prowl just to get another use out of that mold.
Yeah. Yeah, just for some variety in the motorcycle characters too. I think the RC is a better match for that, but yeah, they could pretty well go either way with it, I think. The 2 characters are both snipers, so there's a solid possibility too we're going to get some new rifle accessories to go with both of these in this 2-pack.
So,
but this should be part of that pre-war capsule that Amazon's doing, like the Shockwave and the Rat-Bat and the Minor Megatron are all part of.
So,
gotcha.
Again, I go back to what I always say, Hasbro, please give us new characters that you haven't done before, and they do, and I'm just underwhelmed.
Okay, take a drink.
I'll
I
at least
just
wait to
saw
see what they
something.
look like.
I'll buy no, and I will buy them. Believe me, because
Yeah,
they're,
I'm
they're new and original.
I'm glad that comics original characters, like recent comics original characters, are getting the chance to be represented in plastic.
Yeah.
Through any other means, this would never happen. We would never have representations of those characters. It's certainly unusual character choices for this, since they are both very minor characters in the comics, but it's a start to something more. We can get, backtrack in IDW and get things like Velocity, Aileron, maybe finally a second
Anode.
Nautica. Yeah, Anode.
At least it's not Drift.
We could use a new Drift, honestly.
Okay. Whatever. Okay. Skybound Comics teases cast for upcoming Transformers book. The Autobots are Wheeljack, Ratchet, RC, Cliffjumper, and Optimus. And the Decepticons,
Thus
Laserbeak,
far.
Soundwave.
Yeah, the reveals are in progress.
Starscream, and I guess is there some?
Laserbeak.
Yeah, I thought I said Laserbeak.
Oh, sorry.
So, is there some?
There's a Seeker and there's a cassette robot.
So
in
it's
there.
Rumble or Frenzy.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
Enemy. It could be Enemy.
It could be Enemy. Yeah, that's right. And another Seeker.
Yeah.
I'd probably guess Thundercracker, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure whether these are supposed to represent the, fully complete casts of this book at launch, or if it's just like, parts of it, because it's going to be small teams, and it's interesting there's no Megatron on the Decepticon side at this point, if these are the full groups.
Yeah, it is pretty odd.
I like the art style, though, that they have for this preview, though.
It looks good.
Everything I've seen of the artist for this looks pretty good. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no complaints.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not ready to invest in another comics universe. I wasn't ready to invest in the rebooted IDW, the rebooted IDW universe. So I don't know that I'm going to read it, but let's see here. What else? In hand, look at our Spark Deluxe Nightshade.
looks pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so the early suspicion was that it would be another, duplication of Kingdom Ares' transformation scheme. That has proven to not be the
Oh,
case,
definitely
except maybe
not.
for how the owl head disposes into the robot. Like, overall, the robot mode's really clean looking, and all things considered, the owl mode's pretty good too. The robot arms don't integrate as cleanly as I would have liked on the front of the bird, but otherwise, like, I'm very happy with how this looks, and I'm definitely going to pick that up once it actually starts hitting distribution here. I believe this came from Hasbro Asia.
Again, Brian's hypocrisy shines through. I have a
Look,
complete. This is
we've
like a
talked about
deluxe
this
figure, so this would be
Yeah.
like in the scale that I would buy. But like, I mean, it's okay.
And we've talked about this before. There is a difference between wanting new characters to exist as toys and wanting to actually buy those. You can want them to exist for other people to
Yeah, that's
have and
true.
not want them yourself. It's not
Yeah.
really hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It'd be hypocrisy if you're saying, no, this shouldn't exist. Give me only the things that I already have,
Yeah. Give me only
which you're not really doing.
background G2.
Yeah.
Like, give me the VOC or something.
Give us more stuff like GX's troops from a mold that we didn't think would actually work for that and actually does.
Something like that, yeah.
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 I mean, in terms of comic characters, I will say the 2-pack is kind of a no, not like that kind of feeling, but
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah, still, but could be worse. Happy we're getting them.
Like I said, I'm hoping for it to be like a stepping stone kind of thing, and we'll get more of the, earlier comics original characters that had more, presence and have more of a following.
Sorry, guys, I was buying something.
Yes. Good going.
That does
Don.
not qualify for the drinking game. I'm sorry, you're
It's
not
not.
Brian.
It's not me. Actually, let me
No,
buy
but
something.
now I don't have to worry about getting one, and I'm not paying that much more, and I can Dononomics with the extra that I paid.
Let me check.
Yeah,
my
I mean, I
Rocky
was
real
thinking
quick.
about it. I was thinking about it too on that same basis, and I still am kind of thinking about it, but we'll see.
I did it.
The link that you posted.
Matt brought up in our internal chat, not for the added shipping costs, but like it's going to be an
ridiculous.
It's going to be an SDCC thing, and while we've had pretty good luck with that the last few years with the Transformers stuff, like I always feel like it's still kind of a risk.
Yeah, and this way I don't have to worry about it, and I can always.
Is this in stock?
Yeah. Delivery date's the 5th.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna buy it too. You can take it.
Well,
That's why, like,
okay,
give or
now
take
you
because
can drink.
Yeah, give or take because of the holiday.
And they say to add 2 to 3 days of handling time to the shipping.
Yeah, that's fine. The main thing is a worry that and this is what I'm looking at it as well. I did not buy a third Triton Guardian, so
yeah,
I've got money for stuff that I don't have already.
Yeah, you didn't buy that much on your toy crawl anyway, so like overall you're ahead of the game, right?
Not till the end, but it wasn't as much as I was willing to spend if I had found what I wanted.
Okay, I'm gonna log in with my shop ID and stuff. That's kind of a pain in the butt.
But plus, SDCC is until the end of July.
Is any of us going to go because we've been invited to the breakfast?
Sure, I'll go. Just
let me check my schedule.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, California's a little far.
Yeah. Well, Chris, we were talking about Nightshade and everything. I had mentioned looking at it. Karada was what popped in my head.
Yeah, I still don't understand why you were getting a snake tail arm out of an owl.
Well, no, it's just like how the center mass sort of compressed around the legs. Just, that's what I was saying, is that how the legs on Karada sort of fold up to the side. That's kind of what I was thinking with Nightshade. I was wrong. I was very wrong. But I'm just saying that's the first thing that pops in my head on how to get an owl that clean to look like a robot that clean. Was sandwiching all the stuff inside of like hollow legs or something. I'm glad I was wrong though.
I recently got the handle an Earthspark Deluxe Bumblebee and Twitch, and like they're not the most amazing toys, but they are pretty competently engineered.
Twitch is nice in robot mode. Her transformation is kind of annoying.
It is, yeah. Yeah, you gotta like flex some parts farther than they feel like they really want to go to actually get it to work. Holds together pretty well once you get it there, though.
Yeah, cool. Okay. What else? Anything else? Legacy Strong Arm behind the scenes from Mark Mayer.
Oh, can I say it before Chris does?
Yeah.
This looks so much better the way he transformed it with the shoulders being wider and kind of it just bulks her up.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. This is so much better.
Yeah, the head's still too big, but otherwise,
yeah.
I still think it's too small. I mean, I'm sure I'll like it when I get it in hand, but because it's a good, that Elita mold's a good base. Just I wish she was bigger.
Yeah, I'm there too. But it does look better in these photos than it did in the first reveal, as far as I'm concerned. So,
this is my first time seeing these photos. Yeah, that makes her look infinitely better than what we saw last week.
Yeah, the head-on shot is just great. It's that looks perfectly fine. It's just it's that problem a lot of action figures have anymore of they look great until you turn them to the side. I think that kind of defeats it a little bit, but that's just something that can't be helped. That is a problem with non-Transformer figures a lot of the time. So
yeah.
Now, and if Mark did the photos himself, I gotta say he does a really nice job. His photos are on point.
Looking at the two in vehicle mode, though, see, I don't have the eye for detail. Most of y'all do, especially with Chris and Rob being our toy detectives. I would be hard pressed to see how much of Elite is actually in Strong Arm.
Just the lower body. Like basically the waist up is all new.
Yeah, because I mean that there's a lot of different shell around the top.
Yeah.
I would be hard pressed to look at them and say, yeah, it's this versus that.
Yeah, like literally waist up is a completely new toy. That's why the fenders can actually sit over the shoulders the way they do, because they are on different connectors of some sort. You can't really do that with Elita or Minerva because of the way the equivalent parts are designed. There's not really enough clearance for that. on that version of the mold. Yeah, like every detail is different, all the shapes are different. It's not just like, a minor change to the upper body. Like it's 50 to 60% a new toy.
And I'll be honest, seeing these new pictures makes me feel a lot better for if and when we start getting actual rescue bot characters in an actual deluxe scale. It makes me feel a little bit better about that.
Cool. Okay. And Earthspark getting a video game.
Yeah. Same publisher as Transformers Battlegrounds, but not the same developer. The developer also worked on the Star Trek Prodigy video game, which I don't know anything about, but it's about the only thing. It's the only name I recognized on their studio page. So,
do we know anything about like what the genre is or anything?
It's like a beat 'em up kind of thing.
Okay.
Beat 'em up and drive.
Bumblebee seems to be the only playable character.
Yeah, and I watched it. It didn't look like it was really my style of game, but hopefully it'll be really good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure this is skewing a little bit younger just because of, what it's a tie-in for. That said, though, the Transformers Prime game that was released toward the end of the Wii's lifespan, like, I, got a copy of that from the publishers for review, and, like, it was fairly basic, but it was not a bad game. It was, reasonably engaging, and it all kind of worked well. If this tie-in game is up to that level, like, it's going to be totally fine. It's not going to be anything, mind-blowing or super memorable, but it'll be perfectly competent and enjoyable to play.
Yeah.
So before we jump into what we got, I just want to follow back up on one of the items from last week, where last week or the week before, where the licensing convention or whatever, they were talking about opening up access to 3D scans of original G1 toys for licensees to use.
Yeah.
So there was a couple of interviews with Transformers team members, one by Toys R Us and one by Triple Takeover. On, I believe, the Toys R Us video, they actually went into a little more detail about that. So it is kind of what we suspected. Licensees will be allowed to make non-transforming toys based on the original G1 toys, but still the clause is in place. Licensees cannot make transforming toys, even if they wanted to take those scans and reproduce like lost G1 molds with them. They're not allowed to do that. But like we could see, high-end action figures that are directly based off of the G1 robot modes, the G1 toy robot modes. So like, just as one example I'm making up, if Super 7 wanted to make a line of Ultimates figures that were super, super toy accurate, they could do that with this information.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder. Sorry, Brian, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was thinking if there's a company that could make lost G1 molds, would Hasbro be willing to work with them if that company is willing to take a brunt of the production?
No.
To actually make those toys again, so Hasbro doesn't have to.
So here's the thing with this. If Hasbro was going to let an outside company reproduce those molds to make those toys again, Hasbro would want to put a clause in the contract saying that those molds that get produced are Hasbro's property once they're made. Because Hasbro is not going to let another company have ownership of molds that can make their IP. Like, that's just not how that is ever going to work.
Right,
and
those companies wouldn't do it because it's expensive.
Right. There's so much cost involved in making and just cutting those molds, like to say nothing of having to do, any cleanup work or anything in translating those 3D scans into a CNC-able format to make the molds in the first place. There's so much expense involved in that if Hasbro has to claim ownership of the molds and probably has approval of whatever they do, like there's not going to be any meat left for whoever is remaking them as a licensee.
Yeah.
So like it would be great if that could happen, because that could get us things like Sunstreaker, Mirage, the Dinobots back in circulation somehow. But every indication we've had for the last 20 years, like it's not on the table.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just, I just figured if Hasbro can make enough money off of it, considering some of the stuff they're going through, could it be an option down the road? Is what I was thinking.
Nope. So you may now take a drink. That took longer than it should have. I bought that, what die casted, put in our internal chat. So, plus something else to talk about next week, hopefully. Ooh. Okay, that's what we got. That's not what we got. That's the news. I have a pretty sad what we got this week. So,
I don't have any what we got this week, so it can't be as sad as mine.
Okay, I'll start. So the first thing is not sad. It's something my wife picked up for me months ago. It's just been sitting like on like the chest of drawers in like my bedroom because I keep forgetting about it. And I've seen people post about it, but not many. It's this weird gun jet Starscream thing from Ollie's.
With Autobot symbols.
Yeah, with Autobot symbols, and it flies up to 20 feet. That's the reason I'm not opening it, because it's just so absurd. But it's a spring-loaded, like, jet gun.
That sure is Autobot Starscream.
Yeah, he's not
What's
a
up
bot
with
now.
that?
He's not a bot now.
Since they're blue, I have to ask, is it standard Autobot symbols or Wrecker symbols?
I can't tell the difference.
It looks standard.
I can't.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't tell the look. And the other thing that I got, I didn't even realize it was coming until I got a shipment notification. It is the sunk cost trainbot Suiken.
Can Sunk Cost Trainbot be the episode title?
Yeah, sure. There you go.
What number is that? 4?
4.
Okay.
Only 2 to go.
Yeah. And a box. Okay. So that's what I got. Diecast, what'd you get?
Oh. I got let me just make sure I'm not muted. I'm not okay.
You're not muted. You got a bubble.
I got
you got a Beachcomber.
A Beachcomber with a little birdie. A little bird. And he can ride kind of like back on the engine if you want. I like him. He's pretty cool. I only transformed him once so far, but you know, there's the bottom of him. You can kind of see how it works out.
Yeah, that's very similar to the G1 toy that way, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not bad. I like him. Then I also got Nemesis Leo Prime. I actually like to think of him not as a Nemesis Prime because he's so dark, with very little teal, that to me he's almost like, what was that Prime? Don knows, he talks about it all the time, the night mode evasion Prime or something from the movie.
That's pretty close to
You're
it.
muted, Don.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, the Nightwatch Optimus Prime from the 07 movie.
Nightwatch.
Yeah.
I would almost like I call him like Nightwatch Leo Prime or something like that. I'm just tired of all the Nemesis Primes. I mean, he has a purpose, but I don't think they need to do it on every single Optimus Prime or Leo Prime that they do.
They will.
They will.
Yeah. So in my mode, in my head, he's like a night mode or a night watch or whatever you want to call him.
Optimus P123 says call the Bad Lion Scar.
There you go.
I was also in a Target that I'm not normally at, just because of traveling. And I went in the toy section. They actually had the
jealous.
Megatron.
Nice.
And he's nice. My only complaint about him is not necessarily about him, but he's not that big. And the only accessory was the cannon piece. There was really nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a leader price point at, $55 plus tax. And he feels not like a Voyager. I don't want to say that, but maybe like an Ultra almost, like the $30 price point used to be. So I feel like for 55, he's a little expensive for what I got, but
everything is that way.
Yeah, I know. And I, for the last year or two, I've been having a hard time with the pricing, the way the figures are sized and worked out. But
That's why I waited for a lot of stuff for a 35% off sale on Hasbro Pulse.
yeah. But I do like him. I think he's a really nice update. I think like he's a fun toy. He's very articulated. I really enjoy him. And then because, I got the box set of the train bots, or I got the box coming with the final figure.
Sometime
and I already
next
have
year.
Yeah, I already have
March, I
2
think.
of the train bots. When they added more to the sale, I picked up MPG03. So now I'm only short 2
One.
technically. Yeah, because I already have the 6th on reserve.
Five's not out yet.
So I need 4 and 5.
Yeah.
At least you were smarter than me and Brian and waiting for a sale.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Maybe I can do that with the other 2. That would be
I wouldn't risk it.
I know.
Like maybe 4 and 5, but do not wait for a sale on 6. That is how that usually goes.
No,
Yeah.
6 I already got.
6
I already got pre-ordered. So
Okay, good. Yeah, because the last one is almost always the least produced. So.
And the last one comes with the box set, which is kind of what
Alright,
made
yeah.
me jump
Yeah.
back in on the train bots. As stupid as that sounds, because it does. I know how
Well,
ridiculous
there's a version
that sounds.
there's a version that comes like on its own and a version that comes with the box. They're two
Yeah,
you buy 2 separate ways.
So you might be able to ride out until like the Black Friday sale
Yep.
for number 4 at least.
yeah. And then 5, I might just say whatever, and just do it. But when they added the extra stuff on the sale, it got really expensive because I got an MP, and then I got the Decepticon reflector as the Canon camera,
Okay.
which is this is the one that came in reflector and Optimus Prime, and didn't it come in another character too?
No.
Okay.
I think they might have recently solicited a Nemesis limited edition version, but I don't think that's come out yet if they did.
Okay, so this one, I mean, it kind of looks ridiculous, but I kind of like that it's reflector, and I kind of like that it is like it really does look like a Canon EOS camera.
Oh yeah,
It's
I mean
perfect
it's
that way.
like 25% smaller than the real camera, but all of the details of the real camera are there.
Yeah, so
Nice.
I have a couple things, like I have that Soundwave tablet that came out years ago. There's a couple figures that kind of fit in with this to where it's like, just pick it up because it's on sale. So, and that's how they get you.
Yeah.
But one more thing I picked up on the sale that they threw up was the Evasion or Nest Autobot Ratchet, which was the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Target exclusive that's still full price at Target, even though they clearanced out the Voyager, the Bone Crusher. So since he was on sale, I picked him up too.
I feel like at this point, a buzzworthy figure not being on clearance at Target is probably more notable.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's the only one that hasn't gone on clear yet. It probably will in a week or two, but
Yeah.
that's all I got this week.
Cool. Rob.
I got some decent stuff. I did go last Thursday and got glasses for me and my father. I am gonna have glasses that don't like pinch the sides of my head for the first time in like 15 years. It's gonna be awesome.
Nice.
But also for my birthday, Angel gave me one of the Nippon Ichi compilations for the Switch, which has a couple of their games from before Disgaea. Been wanting to play a couple of these for a long time, so that was really nice. Somebody, I don't know who, sent me Dragon Quest Monsters Plus Volume 3.
That was me. They just wouldn't let me put a note in it.
Yeah, it shipped
Happy
from
birthday.
Right. Thank you. It shipped from Right Stuff for some reason. So
yeah,
that kind of explains that. But yeah, I think there's only 2 volumes left. I'm looking forward to seeing that whole thing because, like I said, I think last week, that's just such a weird thing to have happened at all. Got the new volume Fist of the North Star that came out yesterday. We're almost through the Rouse story arc. It's going to be probably a couple more volumes, which means to the end of the year. But I think they're actually going to get there this time, unless like Viz like catches fire sometime between now and December.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, you really don't. Got myself a new keyboard, got myself a new chair. Not sure about the chair, kind of trying to figure out how to use it without hurting my neck, but and lastly, I got myself because QVC of all people was having a sale, I got Street Fighter 6, which is actually really enjoyable. I have only really done the like RPG mode, the world tour thing so far, but it's a lot of fun. I just messed with some of the like actual fighting tutorials last night, and I've come to the conclusion that I am nowhere near fast enough to play the real game against real people. So I'll mess with the RPG mode mostly. Yeah, I'm enjoying that though, and it's a lot of fun. And because it was $30 off of 60, and the game was $59.95, I also got a set of like $8 kitchen knives. So that's what I got this week.
Are they good kitchen knives?
They're better than what we had, but the most recent things we had were Dollar Tree kitchen knives, so grain of salt there.
Oh yeah, that's the big upgrade.
Yeah.
I've spent like 5 minutes with Street Fighter 6. It's not. It feels nice, but like
it does.
I don't have a good sense of where it fits for me.
It's like I said, just some of the like combo tutorials they gave me just require a ridiculous level of speed compared to what I'm used to from Street Fighter 3, which is the last one I actually played. I keep wanting to call this Street Fighter 4 because of that, but it's not.
I get it. I like Street Fighter 4. I didn't dislike Street Fighter 5. I just didn't spend a lot of time with it.
Yeah, I just kind of skipped over those just because I was really attached to the 2D animation in 3. So, it really kind of seemed like a downgrade in 4 and 5 to a certain degree.
It still does. I did find myself thinking, I really wish this was Street Fighter Alpha 4 instead.
That is understandable.
That's literally how I felt playing it.
Yeah, but this one, yeah, I'm still not sold on 3D graphics for this. There's just kind of a weird kind of like to the mascot character Luke, some of his animations are just kind of weirdly muppety. I don't know how to describe it. There's just like there's that a real person would not move like that, and not in a cartoony way kind of thing. It's just really kind of weird.
Yeah. But
I'm like I said, the offline like world tour mode I am really enjoying quite a bit. It has one of the most It has the best character creator I think I've messed with up to date. They always just get a little bit better with those, as time goes on.
And I have no desire to ever use character creator in a fighting game. That's
luckily it also has randomized, so if you want to just get to it,
I just want to play as like the classic characters again.
Okay, that'll be like arcade mode and all that.
Yeah,
I love games with like RPG modes like that. Like I have I don't know if you remember Airgites for the PS1.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that weird like nutrition-based leveling system for the dungeon mode. I love that. That was such a bizarre game. But this has been your episode of New Soundwave, and I will now shut up so somebody else can talk about what they got this week.
Did Matt go, or did he talk in pre-show? It was pre-show when we were talking about packing material, wasn't it?
Yeah, that pre-show.
Yeah.
Tell us what you got.
Okay, so I had to make a trip to Morgantown yesterday, so I stopped by Target. And I picked up the new Marvel Legends Ant-Man because he is way better than that classic version that was on the crappy Pizza Spider-Man body. And while I was there, I also picked up 2 Crash Bars.
Nice.
Because they sold out on Pulse for the sale. So, I needed more. From tfradio.net/Amazon, I got DevCon, who is actually super nice. Most of it is retooled. Like he is very much a partial Blur, but when you go to transform him, he is very much Blur.
Oh, I cannot wait for mine to get. I've been waiting for that figure for so many years.
He is a super nice figure. He's a super nice figure, Don. You're not going to be disappointed.
The blue is right. The reds are right. The profile is right.
The head sculpt is amazing.
That
Like,
head
they did a
sculpt is
really good job.
I
on
have
it.
been wanting that for. I hope a third party does like a Bosch.
There would be
figure.
nowhere for him to sit.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to at least have him displayed with Bosch and maybe Slizardo.
But yeah, super happy with DevCon. He is great. Now for part 2 of the Pulse sale. So this came in 2 shipments. So my first shipment was I got some Marvel Legends. I got the classic Team Suit Wolverine
Oh, nice.
and the 3-pack of Forge Storm and Jubilee.
Oh, wow.
They all look really great. I'm super happy with them. And the shipment that arrived today, I got the remaining 3-pack, which is Psylocke, Gambit, and Banshee. I was waiting for that. I knew that was going to pop up whenever they added stuff to the sale in the second week. So I held off until they were all available at once. I was kind of hoping one would sell out, so I didn't have to buy them. But
What was that? What was that from, Matt? Because that's not the animated series. I don't remember them. Did they?
that
where
is
did
from the comics. That is
Okay.
In between the Outback era and the Jim Lee relaunch.
Yeah, I think Jim Lee was doing the art when that
He
issue
was.
happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was like immediately leading up to the 1991 relaunch. I got a couple more Marvel Legends to go through real quick. I did get the Outback era Rogue. She's actually going to go with my Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. It's not costume appropriate, but it's close enough. And I got Wonder Man in his fabulous 70s safari jacket.
Oh wow.
Ah,
It is hideous and I love it. And Yelena Belova Black Widow to go with my dirtbag Avengers team I'm building. And now on to Transformers, so Brian doesn't, have an aneurysm.
He's not even paying attention. It's fine.
I'm not. I'm reading Twitter.
So I got reissue Hound and Thundercracker.
Nice.
nice.
Wish I had
Yes.
waited. Wish I had
Yeah,
waited.
yeah, they came to about $23 a piece, I think, with the sale.
Oh, that's
Dang.
good.
I had to rub that in, Don.
Oh, they were in
Yeah.
the sale. Oh, that's even
Yeah,
better.
Yes.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, all this stuff was on the sale.
It's just with that being Walmart, I just jumped when I had a chance, and
See, I jumped. I should have waited for Hot Rod because he also went on sale.
which
Yeah.
I'm
I
surprised.
bought
Which
him
I'm
like a week
surprised.
too early.
I'm surprised.
And I got a scrap hook to further build out my Junkions
Nice.
and a crash bar from the sale as well. So I'm up to 3 scrap hooks and 6 crash bars now. We really need some more recolors so I can fill out the ranks a little more evenly. But
Yeah.
and lastly, I got Animated Prowl finally. And I did go ahead and pre-order that third-party samurai armor for him and Senator Crosscut,
Nice.
all from Legacy Evolution. So I made excellent use of that sale. Last year, I don't think I bought anything. This year, I pretty much cleaned them out. So
How many more Guardian robots did you buy?
I decided to stick with the 2.
Oh, okay.
It was hard, Matt, wasn't it? It was hard,
It
wasn't
was
it?
so freaking hard. Because,
I mean, it's,
oh my.
because see,
Like-
you said it. 2 seems like it's the perfect number, but then they're on sale,
Yes.
and then the
A
3 sounds
really good
better.
sale. A
Yeah.
really good sale. And I mean, if you're getting 3, why not 4? Right? So
Yep.
That is a wrap.
these are real thoughts that went through my head.
Yes,
I
yes. See,
stopped myself.
I don't ever hardly troop build. Maybe I have like 2 Sharkticons, and that's it.
I only
But
have
that's
like
your own
2
fault.
dozen.
yeah,
Yeah, same. But yeah, I did want more of the Omega Sentinels, but I stopped myself. So because
Okay, Don. I want to know what G1 stuff you got.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to spend $300 for an orange G2 Devastator. I already had one. Very eclectic mixed brown, so I apologize about the randomness, but it's all stuff that I got on my birthday weekend. Picked up Fast Draws file card from G.I. Joe. He's my favorite G.I. Joe from the first original, so I got his file card. Astros not been one of my favorites forever because his personal weapon are missile launchers. Got these a few weeks ago and forgot to mention them. I picked up from BBTS the black hole reaction figures, Bob, Maximilian, and Vincent. And I like it because it's not the standard reaction cards, it's actually the character cards. So there's a lot more. It's not just the artwork that's life, it's the characters themselves, which I thought really was really nice. I have a soft spot for the black hole, and it's just something I wanted to get those reaction figures. My wife was at the local bin store, if you know what the bin store is. And Rob and Chris, you can probably tell me about this. $2 for a whole bunch of 1/144 scale stands. I think there's like 8 in here, maybe.
Oh yeah, those are maybe
like-
action base. Yeah, I think those are action bases. Maybe knockoffs.
Yeah,
I would say knockoffs, yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
if they held
$2
together,
for.
that's a good deal.
I think there's 8 of them in there, which is good because we stopped by a Target on the way going down, and they had the same problem as the Leos from a few weeks ago. They had all of their G3 color exclusive Gundams on a $12.99 tag.
You said G3 and I
Oh,
got excited
wow.
for a second.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
thought it was gonna be
And
Inferno.
I asked them,
Hmm.
are they actually $12.99? Just like the Leos. It's like, are they not priced right? The scanner wouldn't come up anything. He says, no, they're still 24, but since they're on the hook, you can get it. I said,
Very nice.
okay. So I have no attachment to this other than it's a cool color on a classic Gundam. So I got that.
That's always been one of Rob's favorites too.
Yeah.
At the toy store in Lexington, I picked up some duplicates of stuff that I had. I had 2 sets. I had 2 sets originally, and I took one back because I didn't think I needed 2 sets. But I picked up a second set of the original Defenders of the Earth from NECA. That way, I have one open and one in box. I know NECA does have some QC issues from time to time, but they look so good in the box, and I got them for $15 a piece. That's well over half off. So I now have a
Nice.
complete set. I have a complete set of boxed and loose Defenders of the Earth. I don't see them doing the kids anytime soon, so I think I've got a complete set. Some figures I got from AliExpress, same place where I got the boat transformers. All I can say is these are Chinese created characters. One is a Korean war era troop transport, very MASH looking in vehicle mode. Brian, I'll post some pictures when I get a chance of
Cool.
them in their modes. He comes with a giant his metal detector. He has a metal detector, and he has a giant wrench. So, but
Nice.
yeah, but a lot of the troop transport parts are the panels in his legs. And the other one of these I got was the Chinese staff car that turns into basically Prowl. And I saw these on YouTube from one of the people I follow that does a lot of stop motion. Really interesting transformation. Quality's pretty good. Just really interesting figures that I'm glad I got those. And they were only about $20 a piece with free shipping.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No.
My Dino Thunder team is pretty much complete except for Trent, who I don't really care about, with Black Ranger Tommy, and one of my favorite villains outside of maybe Lothar, Mesogog. The Mesogog was also a lot more effective villain. At the place where I got the Defenders of the Earth, I picked up. I wasn't going to get him, but he was cheap. Thalog from the Gargoyles Ultimate series. He was $25, which is about 15 less than retail.
You're just like
So I
stringing
figured-
sounds together and making up words at this point.
Yeah. Well, Thalog is Goliath backwards because he's his clone, so that's how that works. I did pick up some stuff when I was down on this thing. What I got down there was Cobra Island Beachhead for $30.
Nice.
which I have not seen for that price in quite a while. So I have the Beachhead, and off of eBay, I got the original Cobra Island Firefly. So I found one for a pretty good price on eBay.
How much was that?
42 shipped.
Oh, they just announced a Firefly today.
Yeah, that
He
one
knows,
is
Doctor. He knows.
Nice.
So that's an early one. I got it early. The last two things I got was I've shown off the ship robots before. They're doing the Chinese and German figures in the Toy Easy. This is not one of the combiners, but I just got it today and haven't had a chance to get it out. This is what will be their Yamato. So
Space
it's
battleship?
No, not a space battleship, but it is the Yamato, because you've got the conning tower and stuff on the back.
Somebody will come up with a third-party kit to convert it over.
Yeah, but I'm really because y'all guys will understand. He also comes with the banisters, the flags, sort of like Kachidoki arms, so he can have those in robot mode as well. So I'm looking forward to spending some time with him, because all these battleship naval warfare transformers is something I've been wanting for decades, and someone's finally doing some. And the last thing I got was, Chris, you were right, damn you.
Yes.
King Atlas. Yeah,
I didn't have King Atlas.
I don't know how. I never had a King Atlas before.
How did you not have King Atlas?
Well, because I had the Thunder Skyquake, the UK one. What is
Skyquake.
Skyquake? Yeah, I had Skyquake, and I had the Machine War Starscream. So I passed on him because I just didn't want him. I didn't want him a third time, but it was $20.
That's great price.
For them when it was new.
Yeah, I do not have the missiles and the gun, but just sit on the shelf.
Come with the missiles? I don't even remember.
I think he did have missiles. I remember them being taped.
Almost
in there,
everything they did in that period did have missiles.
Well, I mean, the original toy had missiles, but I don't
Yeah.
remember Skyquake coming with missiles. He probably did. I just lost him.
Yeah. So I got
King Atlas. I said Skyquake.
King Atlas.
Of course Skyquake has missiles, which I have.
Yeah.
King Atlas, I don't remember coming with missiles.
Yeah.
I probably
But
lost them.
everything's fine. The stickers are fine. So I got this, the Thalog, the 3 Defenders of the Earth figures, and the file card for Fast Draw for $75.
Nice.
Dang, nice.
Yeah. So that was my birthday haul weekend.
King Atlas is, my mind's worth that much. So the rest of it is free.
It's just, again, I never picked him up, and by the time I went to go get him, he was already gone. And and that's what I got this week, thanks to the patience of my wonderful wife
and your co-hosts. So I'm getting crapped on.
I just checked the wiki. King Atlas did come with missiles.
Okay, so I just lost them. I'm assuming they're black. So they were what, lime green with Starscream?
Yeah, they were that. They were that Euro G2 bright Poland chainsaw green. Yeah.
Okay, so hey, tfradio.net/Amazon if you want to buy anything. That would help us out. Prime Day's coming up, isn't it? So if you want to get crap,
sometime soon.
If you want to get crap that Amazon's trying to clear out, for even less, tfradio.net/Amazon. We would appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Patrons at all tiers get RFC a day early at a higher bit rate and ad free, which I think is pretty awesome. You get a weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast as long as I recorded. I didn't do one last week. Podcasts that also go public are posted at a higher bit rate. I just posted an episode of Transform Squadron, Rob Springer's podcast. So if you're a patron, you get it at a higher bit rate. You get unedited episodes of RSC, which are exclusive to patrons. If I edit the show, patrons get both versions. Spoilers, this week is an edited version, so patrons get both versions of the show. Hot 5 podcast week early when I finally post it. Patrons at the touch tier get to be on Hot 5. And, of course, patrons at the touch tier get to be mentioned on the show each week. So I want to thank our patrons at the touched tier now, except for the fact that my I lost the link. Okay, so you're listed at tfradio.net/credits as well. So I want to thank Kevin Dorsey, AJ, Eric Griffin, Tyrell Gwynn, Rick Mahurin, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, Joey Russell, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob, who had a birthday recently, a couple days ago, Jay Klein Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Jason Hiley, TJ Bertucci, Hyper Shouta, and Brock Brandt, new to the list. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you all. And if you want to be a patron, again, just go to patreon.com/tfradio. You can find all our stuff, all podcasts going back. Again, we are the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast, going back to 1999. Not just the world's oldest Transformers podcast, but that includes almost basically every podcast, but specifically in this domain in which we live. That's where we are. We have podcasts going back to 1999. You can find all of that at tfradio.net. We're also on Twitter at tfradio, Instagram at tfpodcast, YouTube, just search for Radio Free Cybertron. Basically everywhere. John DeLuna, he is not here. He's at that John D everywhere. I'm assuming he's playing Street Fighter 6 right now. Rob Springer, not here. He's at zonebase.org. And
he's probably not playing Street Fighter 6 right now.
He's probably working right now. He's also at Robo Rob Springer on Twitter. And again, I posted the new episode of Transform Squadron. It's out on our Patreon as well as tfradio.net. You can find all my crap at briankilby.com, and I'm also on Twitter sometimes at bkilby. Chris, how do people get a hold of you?
Find me in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. It's a great place to talk about Transformers and just various generic nerd topics. Several of us have been talking about Star Trek Strange New Worlds for the last couple weeks. Last
week's episode was so good.
Yeah, we all really enjoyed that one.
Yes.
Without getting into spoilers, it is similar in premise to 2 episodes of the original series, and it captures the spirit of how those episodes were presented perfectly. And they even did one thing I thought was really cool, which was they made like a modern interpretation of what would have been TOS wardrobe for one of the civilian characters in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is just such great attention to detail for what Star Trek is and was in Strange New Worlds. They get the spirit of it right so much of the time. Like, there is no conventional action in last week's episode, but it was such a good episode. It was such good Star Trek. I am so looking forward to tomorrow. The like minute and a half preview I saw of this week's episode looked really interesting for being, fairly out of context. But like, I have not been disappointed at all for this season so far, and hopefully that will continue. But yeah, you can come join us on our Discord server to talk about Star Trek with us and just anything else. We've got a great group of people in there. There's always interesting conversations going on. You can find the work I've done on the internet at playwithphotography.com. And I have an Amazon wish list if you want to just do random acts of kindness at me. That's at tfradio.net/chrislist.
Cool. And again, yeah, Discord is awesome. tfradio.net/Discord. If you are a patron, you get a nice little color that like calls you out. So like seeing all the red. So
yeah, so make sure to link your Patreon to your Discord account.
And there's a little Discord channel for patrons too. Sweet.
Yeah.
Rob.
I'm on Twitter at Rob Flails for the moment. I'm also on YouTube at Flailthroughs, which still covers Gundam Battle Operation 2. That is going fairly well. This week's mobile suit drop will be the Fukuoka New Gundam statue with its giant stand, which it pretends is a fancy kind of remote weapon. But if you have any interest in the game, youtube.com/flailthroughs. And if you want to give me money for covering the game, patreon.com/flailthroughs, where you can make requests. And just because my birthday's over doesn't mean I'd refuse anything that gets sent my way. tfradio.net/playlist.
Cool. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast. You can also see my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews or youtube.com/RFC reviews. Please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, comment, like, share, all that stuff. It helps me out and it'll help me do more videos. Also, my birthday's in less than a month, I guess now. So
I forget that.
tfradio.net/diecast list. And that's it.
Sweet. Donald.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. And like Rob said, even though my birthday is over, I would not be opposed to receiving pleasant things in the mail. So if you would like to get me something, I have a wish list at TF Radio. Sorry.
tfradio.net/Don's list.
Thank you.
No,
I'm sorry.
Dawn list.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Today's the 6-month anniversary that we
Oh,
lost Massey, and I'm still having trouble not saying that. So sorry about that, Brian. I had that trouble last week too. I'm sorry.
I get it, but I get it.
But thank you to everyone that sent me something, both my friends here and out there in the World Wide Web. Just thank you for all the kind words and for helping me celebrate my birthday. I appreciate it.
Cool. And I guess that is it. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
bye everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
I double checked. It is Don list, the
Recording
the
stopped.
non-possessive version.
It is
No,
Don
it
list.
is Dawn list.
Don list.
Yeah.
So Don's a little emotional outburst there, Don. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. And I picked the worst time to add something to your list during that. So you'll see it when you get it.
And you're muted.
You're
And
not
you're
holding your button
muted.
down.
Oh, sorry. I forgot I flipped the switch. I have, for some reason, I have trouble remembering it the correct way now,
It's okay.
which is
list.
Yeah.
But Christy will love what I added to your list. I have not given her access yet. I need to fix that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, she will have access.
Well, okay. Well, then I will tell you when we stop streaming what you will probably see on there.
Well, I just added something I think she would add. Did you go look? tfradio.net/Don list.
I haven't done anything yet. Hang on. I'll probably get the notification that you've done something wild and crazy.
So DevCon really does transform into absolutely nothing. Like, he's just a slap.
Yeah,
I love it.
but he's
love it
perfect.
Anyway, he's supposed to transform into absolutely nothing. But
Yeah.
like, literally, like his arms just go to his sides and his legs fold up like that.
Yep. Thank you, Floro Dairy.
Yes. Amazing toy though. Absolutely love it.
Ryan,
Okay,
What
I
do you-
have to go look.
What did he do?
let's see. Delete.
What was it?
Here, I'll just put it in the chat in case you missed it.
Yeah. I can see from the description.
Oh,
Like Christy won't put those on herself.
I'm trying not to support such heinous acts of cruelty.
that's an interesting way to describe it.
I've got her phone number. I don't know that I have her email address. I need her email address to give her access.
All right, I gotta fix a washer, so I'm gonna run.
Oh,
Bye,
sorry
Diecast.
about that.
Yeah,
Take care,
it's
man. Have a
been-
good one.
Thanks. See ya.
Night. Sean was like, assless chaps again. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I haven't talked to Sean hardly at all recently. I need to catch up with Sean. He told me that he moved, and I'm like, "Is this a good move?" And I haven't.
Oh yeah, he bought a house.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Oh.
my life has sucked so bad for the last 4 or 5 months that, like, I just haven't had things are slowly settling down. I feel like I can sort of get back and be human again.
I know that feeling.
Yep.
Not for the same reasons as you, I'm sure, but still.
Reasons are reasons.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we were out. We took a long. I didn't realize how much I needed a long weekend away from town until we were actually, out of town. And I was like, now as soon as the day I came back, of course, my stress was through the roof because the ramp up to the 4th. But
Oh yeah. It is pretty busy at Hasbro around that time of year.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Brian, that's why I was asking about the whole licensing with the figures. I figured they wouldn't allow it, but with Hasbro having the financial issues of late, if they found a way to make a lot of money and someone was willing to do that, that's just why I was wondering if that's even a
I
possibility.
mean, I don't think that would make them a lot of money. One.
The licensing fees and then whatever they get as far as residual percentage of profits.
Yeah, sales
know-
on that wouldn't be that much.
To be totally honest, my like outlying hope was that not that they'd make full-size replicas, but that someone would decide to take it on themselves to do a world's smallest Transformers type line off of those designs. But I kind of figured that was a long shot too.
That has more of a chance, I would think.
Yeah, because would not be in direct competition with anything Hasbro makes.
Yeah.
Particularly.
Yeah,
But if
I'm thinking. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, sorry, but if the people who know what the licensing is like say they can't do transforming figures, I'm just going to assume no transforming figures.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if anyone picks up on that, are they going to want to go into competition with, say, Super 7 and doing a line of Ultimate style figures? Red's no competition. You can't find it anyway. We've not seen anything. We've not seen anything new since Galvatron and Shockwave. Well,
also counterpoint to the idea that people would not want to go into competition with an existing action figure line. Teenage Mutant Ninja freaking Turtles.
Oh God.
True. That's very true.
I'm pretty sure like everybody on the planet is putting out a Turtles action figure line at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how long Super 7 is going to be a factor anyway. Like, just today they announced they're canceling 2 of their upcoming Power Rangers Ultimates.
Oh my.
We've seen the Transformers stuff has slacked way the hell off. I don't know how long Ultimates is gonna like continue to be a thing. There could be like a space opening up in the licensed figure realm before too long.
Yeah, because we're still waiting. The one thing I have on order is G2 Megatron, Trax, Hot Wing from Silverhawks, and one other figure. I think I can't remember what.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Super 7 was having problems, just because $20 for a standard sized reaction figure is madness.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I basically just got those black hole ones because I've been looking everywhere for them. They were either out of stock or on third party sellers for $30 to $35 a piece.
Hey,
so and I didn't know how long they would be available as far as out in the wild.
Real quick, people watching live, I need to end the stream, so we'll see you later. By Facebook. It's nice. Also, no issues. Unlike last week, yeah.
Yeah.
By Twitch.
Did you update your drivers like you said?
No, I have a USB Ethernet.
Okay,
adapter.
so using the dongle.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, you convinced me to go back to pick up that 2-pack when you said you got Snarl with it. I was like, damn it.
By YouTube.
I was thinking about it too.
Yeah, Snarl's